In this demo, we are going to review the Messages tab in VendorView. Agents and Internet vendors are able to communicate about services and participants in a secure fashion that will prevent unauthorized access to participant-protected health information. VendorView does not currently support posting messages to a specific staff person at either the agent or the vendor. The staff monitoring VendorView messages must distribute them within the organization. Fax vendors will not be listed as available vendors in the messages list. They are not able to post messages. As you know, when you first log into VendorView, you are always taken to the Notices tab. If there are new messages, you will see that in red text, Messages to New Messages. This lets you know also that you need to go to the Messages tab to review these messages. Messages are similar to notices in the fact that you need to do something with them in order to let the agent know that you're aware of the information that you're communicating to them. Let's review the Messages tab. Click on the Messages tab next to Service Reports. This will take us to the new Messages page, very similar to the current Notices page. In the blue here, these are called pages or sublinks. Notice that the underline, they're actually links that will take you to another page. The red /sent messages we'll review in a moment, along with send new message we will also review. There is a mark checked as read. In other words, similar to the notices page, if you want to check a message and then let the waiver agent know that you've read this, you would check it and then mark checked as read, which is very similar to archiving notices. Okay. There's also a printer friendly button which allows you to print the message out. I'm going to review the columns here. The very first column is type. This is the type of message. You can sort by this column. Anything that is underlined along the top here you can sort. So if you had a lot of messages and you were searching for one, sometimes to be able to sort by a specific item is easy to find the message. These two particular ones are inbound messages. In other words, the waiver agent sent you this message, so it's coming into you. The next column is sent. This is the date in which it was sent. The sender is test demo agent. Again, messages doesn't allow you to receive or send messages per individual person. Okay. It is the waiver agent or the vendor. The sender ID, this is the person that logged in. In other words, their user ID or their user name when they logged into VendorView. And the recipient, you, Able Home Care, or for this demo, Able Home Care is the vendor. So this came in from Test Demo Agent, which is similar to a waiver agent, and it came into the vendor, Able Home Care. The subject, notice you cannot sort on this, but you could sort on these other columns. The subject, and a lot of times waiver agents will put the participant name in here. Again, VendorView Messages is very secure in protecting participant health information because, of course, everyone has to have a unique login, user ID, and password, so everything is secure. This particular message is regarding Wonder Woman, and this is the actual body or the text of the email message, basically. If I wanted to print this, I would simply click the message that I want to print, click on the printer friendly button, and what we have here is a page that we can now print out. And to do so, you would just simply click the link that says print this page and then exit when you're finished. Or you can also click the red X. Okay. Messages similar to notices, you want to do something with them. You want to read them and basically move them over to the red /sent messages page. This lets the waiver agent know that yes, you've read the information and you're aware of it and you're going to handle it, etc. Okay, to do that, you just simply click the checkbox. In other words, it's checked now. Mark checked as read. What that did was took that message and moved it over to the red sent messages page. Okay, similar to the archive notices page. So this demo covered the new messages and how to handle those. Now let's review the next page or the next sublink, which is red /sent messages. Simply click on that and you are taken to the red or the archived messages, basically. Okay. This page actually has a few more columns, so let me explain those real quick. The type is the same. You'll have incoming messages and Sometimes you'll have outgoing messages because those are the ones that you sent, so that's out. In other words, you, the vendor, sent it to the recipient, the waiver agent. Okay. Down at the bottom of this, because you are going to accumulate quite a few messages over time, what you'll see down here in the bottom right hand corner are page numbers. This particular red slash sent messages has 3 pages worth of messages. But what I want to do now is go back to the very first page, okay, and review the columns. These columns right here are the exact same columns that you'll see on the new messages page, except now we have the read by and a read date and time. This lets you know who read the message, basically the person that logged in, and who read the message from the new messages page. When you check that box and you say read sent, it's logging your user ID and the date and time that you read that message. So that's the layout of the read sent messages. You also can look for a message and maybe you want to print that out. You can also print read and slash sent messages for documentation. Same thing, just check the messages you want to print, click the printer friendly button, and there you have just the messages that you checked that you wanted to print. Again, same functionality, print this page or exit. That is the read slash sent messages page. Review how to send a new message using VendaView messaging. Click the sublink send new message. The from defaults to the sender, the vendor, or the agency name. In this particular case, because I'm logged in as a vendor, it defaults to the vendor Able Home Care. The to is who the message is going to as far as the waiver agency. If you're a vendor that's providing services to participants for more than one waiver agency, then you'll have a list of waiver agents in here. The subject, you must type a subject in here or else it will error out and it will tell you to include a subject line. So let's include a subject line. In most cases, vendors and waiver agents tend to put the participant name in the subject line. That way it makes it easy to find the message. Okay. The next drop downs allow you to change the font, the size, etc. You can also include a bold, italics, underline, bullet points, indentation. Once you enter the message text, then you're simply going to click send the message or cancel if you want to clear out the information. So let me go ahead and just do a test message here. At this point, I'm going to click send. And the message was sent. The way you can verify that it actually was sent, you can go back to the read slash sent messages and you're going to see your message there. So let's do that real quick. Going back to the read sent messages page. Okay, notice at first glance I don't really see my message here, but I can choose to sort it by the sent date, desend it, and there's my message. Okay, it's outgoing. In other words, this particular message was one that I sent out, and there's the subject and the text of the message. Again, you can choose printer friendly. If you wanted to print this out and put it in a file, you can also do that.